Let's start chapter 10, light, reflection and refraction. The most basic meaning of reflection and refraction mirror. The light is not allowed to pass through mirror, but a glass slab, the light can pass through. When light hits the mirror, it cannot go on the other side, it has to bounce back. Reflection. And when light hits the glass mirror or glass piece, it bends and comes out from the other side. Bending of light, refraction. Bouncing of light, reflection. The first introductory discussion is how are we able to see this beautiful world? आंखों में ऐसा क्या है या बाहर ऐसा क्या है कि हमें दिखता है? The simple answer is the reflected light from all the objects. Reflected light from all the objects fall in our eyes, and that is how we can see. कोई भी चीज, ये माउस दिख रहा है, you can see the mouse, I can also see the mouse. The reason is from the window the rays are bouncing and falling into the camera, and therefore you can see it. And why I am able to see it? Because rays of light are falling and bouncing into my eyes also. यहाँ पे उसका लोगो और बैटरी है. उल्टा कर दूं तो दिखेगा? मुझे दिखेगा. तुम्हें जो दिख रहा है वो मुझे नहीं दिख रहा है, मुझे जो दिख रहा है तुम्हें नहीं दिख रहा है, because light is bouncing in your eyes from here, but light is bouncing from in my eyes from here. So we see different things, but we see. Whatever we see is thanks to reflection of light. And another important sentence here is light always travels in a straight line. And light traveling in a straight line is called a ray of light. This is not important. You can read it when you have some extra time. This is just a list of topics. First topic, reflection of light. A highly polished surface, such as a mirror, reflects 100% light. And when it reflects 100% light, the laws of reflection come into picture. Let us recall, ये laws 9th और 8th में हो जाने चाहिए थे, but नहीं हुआ है तो I will again explain. First law of reflection of light is the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. And second law, incident ray, normal and reflected ray all lie in the same plane. I'll revise that quickly from this figure. Imagine that this blue line is a mirror or a plain flat shiny surface. वो shiny surface पे a ray of light, वो shiny surface पे a ray of light falls, and this falling ray of light is called incident light or incident ray. From this point, it bounces out. It bounces in this direction. This is called reflected light or reflected ray of light. Incident, reflected, और बीच में एक इमेजिनरी 90 डिग्री लाइन होता है which is called normal. So normal is always 90 degree टू द सर्फेस ऑफ द मिरर, और ये नॉर्मल पे whatever angle is created with incident light, same angle is created at reflected light. So there are two angles created. This is the first angle. The symbol is theta I. थीटा आई मतलब एंगल ऑफ इंसिडेंस, कौन से एंगल पे लाइट गिरी. तो लॉ है जो कभी ब्रेक नहीं हो सकता. The light will come out from exact same angle, and that angle is called angle of reflection. So angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. This angle is equal to this angle. It's a law, the first law of reflection. And second law is the three rays. The three rays meaning incident ray, the normal and the reflected ray, they all lie in the same plane. ये 2 मार्क में आएगा, फिगर के साथ ड्रॉ करना है. इंसिडेंट रे, नॉर्मल एंड रिफ्लेक्टेड रे lie in the same plane and angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. This is called laws of reflection. और कोई भी चीज कहीं पे भी रिफ्लेक्ट हो जाए, the laws are always true. For example, imagine that this is a straight surface on which I am throwing an imaginary ray of light. I have to guess कि ये कहाँ बाउंस होगी. और बहुत सारे ऑप्शन होते हैं लाइट बाउंस करने के. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are infinite options, but which is the correct option? The law of reflection will tell you. और वो जानने के लिए you have to first draw the normal. Normal is a perpendicular line on the surface. तो ब्लैक कलर का मिरर है और उस पे ये ब्लैक कलर का परपेंडिकुलर लाइन बन गया. नाउ डू यू सी दिस एंगल? दिस एंगल इज कॉल्ड एंगल ऑफ इंसिडेंस. So now we know the light will come out from where? Light will come out in such a way that the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. ये एंगल और पहला एंगल सेम है. So this is the correct path of reflection of light. Laws of reflection are also applicable to spherical surfaces. तो ये फ्लैट सरफेस है, ये स्फेरिकल सरफेस है. It is applicable in both. There is one topic which has been removed in NCERT textbook, गुजरात बोर्ड की पुरानी टेक्स्ट बुक में था, and that is image formation by a normal mirror. They have just mentioned 3 sentences. वहाँ पे 5 मार्क का शॉर्ट नोट था. So I will show you that short note, but शायद एग्जाम में नहीं आएगा, so don't worry much about it. क्या है वो? The image formed by a plane mirror. Plane mirror is the mirror which we use in our homes. The image is virtual, erect, the size is equal to the object, and the image is laterally inverted. The image formed in the mirror. Mirror के सामने जो तुम देखते हो, that's your image. You are the object. Object, image. Image is virtual, erect, equal in height and laterally inverted. ये सब कुछ यहाँ पे दिखता है. What is the height of L? Exact same height मिरर के अंदर दिखता है. That's first. मिरर के अंदर जो इमेज होती है that is virtual and this is the real world. रियल वर्ल्ड में आप और मैं खड़े रहते हैं. वर्चुअल वर्ल्ड नकली वर्ल्ड होता है. So it's virtual, it is same height, it is erect. Erect એટલે सीधू. T का टॉप ऊपर है तो यहाँ पे भी T का टॉप ऊपर है. उल्टा T भी बन सकता था, बट नहीं. इमेज इज इरेक्ट, वर्चुअल, सेम साइज एंड लैटरली इन्वर्टेड का मतलब होता है उल्टा दिखता है. वॉट यू रीड लेट you cannot read the same thing inside the mirror. That's called lateral inversion. If I raise my left hand, तो मिरर के अंदर क्या दिखेगा? As if the person is raising his right hand, and that is called laterally inverted. This is what is removed from your textbook, but ये ज़रूरी है समझना, इसलिए मैं समझा रहा हूँ. एग्जाम में नहीं आएगा, टेस्ट में भी नहीं आएगा. क्या समझना है? पहले ये समझो कि मिरर का है ये सब तामझाम में. मिरर 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 इज हियर. इस मिरर के सामने कौन खड़ा है? एक आदमी खड़ा है, AO. So mirror object, every object reflects light, meaning light falls on the object, and from the object light gets transferred to all the places around it. Thousands, infinite rays of light are reflected from the head, but we draw one ray which goes straight onto the mirror and hits it. This is called incident ray, जो mirror पे गिरा. And if incident ray falls at 90 degree, it will reflect back in the same direction and continue to go away in this direction. तो तुम मिरर के सामने खड़े हो, तुम्हारे सिर पे से लाइट इज रिफ्लेक्टेड इन ऑल डायरेक्शन, बट वन रे वी ड्रॉ इज स्ट्रेट एंड दैट बाउंसेस एंड कम्स बैक स्ट्रेट. द सेकेंड रे वी ड्रॉ, which again starts from the head, is this ray which hits the mirror at this point. According to laws of reflection, there is a perpendicular normal, जो ये है जमीन जिसके ऊपर तुम खड़े हो. ये तुम्हारे जूते, ये तुम्हारा दूसरा पैर. Anyways, so second ray hits the ground. This is the normal. So this is the angle of incidence. Where will this ray be reflected? It will be reflected down below. जमीन में चला जाएगा. And that is called ray of reflection. This is the reflected ray which goes away. Now think, इमेज बनाने के लिए, मिरर के अंदर इमेज बनाने के लिए मिनिमम 2 rays आर रिक्वायर्ड. दिस इज अ वेरी बेसिक प्रीमाइस ऑफ दिस एंटायर चैप्टर. 1000 बार यही मैं बोलूंगा. मिनिमम 2 rays शुड इंटरसेक्ट फॉर इमेज फॉर्मेशन. तुम्हारा इमेज मिरर के अंदर बनने वाला है, बट वो इमेज बनने के लिए 2 rays को टकराना पड़ेगा. Do you think the red ray and the blue ray will ever hit each other? Red भाई साहब यहां जा रहे हैं, and the blue reflected ray is going here. They will never meet. But if we extend them backwards, इसको मैं डॉटेड लाइन मतलब इमेजिनरी, लाइट मिरर के अंदर तो नहीं जा सकती, but I can imagine the same ray going back, and I can also imagine the same red line going back. तो वो असली दुनिया में तो नहीं मिलती, but वर्चुअल वर्ल्ड, नकली दुनिया, मिरर के अंदर की दुनिया में मिलती. और जहां पे 2 रेज मिले वहां क्या बनेगा? वही बनेगा जहां से रेज निकले थे. रेज कहां से निकले थे? कपाड़, यहां से निकले थे. तो वो 2 रेज जब मिलेंगे तो क्या बनेगा? वही चीज बनेगा. एंड देयरफॉर इंस्टेंटली वी रियलाइज दैट द इमेज इज फॉर्म्ड लाइक दिस. That's how plane mirror creates images by two rays. ये पूरा सिलेबस में से नहीं है, इसलिए और सिर नहीं खाऊंगा. गोइंग टू द नेक्स्ट एक्टिविटी. इट्स वेरी सिंपल. कर्व्ड मिरर, और कर्व्ड मिरर में ये स्पून की एक्टिविटी है. इफ यू होल्ड द स्पून लाइक दिस in front of you, you are looking at concave part of it. Concave, गुफा, ये गुफा के अंदर जाने जैसा है. So this is concave. और स्पून उल्टी पकड़ोगे तो convex. And concave and convex mirror also shows you reflection. Concave में तुम उल्टे दिखते हो, कॉन्वेक्स में सीधे दिखते हो. घर पे ट्राई करो, चम्मच निकालो और देखो, एक तरफ सीधा एक तरफ उल्टा दिखेगा. कॉनकेव, जहां खाड़ो है दैट इज कॉनकेव, जे बाहर आवे दैट इज कॉन्वेक्स सरफेस. You will understand little more about spherical mirrors. Spherical mirror is nothing but a round mirror with a curve like this, and the curve can be inward or outward. Objective के लिए याद रखना, inward curve is called concave mirror. अंदर, cave के अंदर जाना, concave, and outward curve is called convex mirror. So you see concave, convex. On what basis can we say, abe, the basis is that you are here, therefore for you, thoda haso yaar, this is concave because ये cave के अंदर जाने जैसा है, and this is bulging out, therefore this is convex. And there is a basic law of science जो ये कहता है that objects will always be on the left side. Object, you, if you want to stand next to a mirror, you have to be on the left side. Here also you were on the left side. This is called the real world. This is called virtual world. And this image is formed in the virtual world, therefore the image is virtual. सीधी है इसलिए it is erect. It is same in size, which we discussed earlier also. So remember, object on left hand side, और उसके हिसाब से कर्वेचर को डिसाइड करना है. Now, before we move, reading from the textbook, before we move further on the, before we move further on the spherical mirrors, we need to recognize and understand the meaning of few terms. These terms are commonly used in discussions about spherical mirrors. The first term, ये सारे definition रटने हैं. The center of reflecting surface of spherical mirror is called pole P. Spherical mirror की center को pole P बुलाते हैं. देखो, ये as I said, science में object is on the left side. This is the object, which means you are looking like this, and this is the mirror, therefore this is called concave mirror. और concave mirror का जो center होता है that's called pole P. Similarly, this is another mirror. You are still here and you are looking like this, then this center is called pole P. So P का definition बहुत simple है, it is the center of curved mirror. Next word after pole, center of curvature. And what is center of curvature? Every spherical mirror is a part of sphere. Every spherical, ये spherical mirror है, और ये spherical mirror एक बहुत बड़े सर्कल का पार्ट है, और अगर सर्कल का पार्ट है, ये स्फीयर का पार्ट है, तो उसका एक सेंटर होगा. दैट सेंटर इज कॉल्ड सेंटर ऑफ कर्वेचर. सो पोल P इज ऑन द मिरर, बट जिस स्फीयर का पार्ट है उसका एक इमेजिनरी सेंटर है यहां पे, एंड दैट इमेजिनरी सेंटर ऑफ कर्वेचर इज प्रेजेंट फॉर बोथ कॉनकेव एंड कॉन्वेक्स मिरर्स. नेक्स्ट, सेंटर ऑफ कर्वेचर के बाद, सेंटर ऑफ कर्वेचर इज डिनोटेड बाय पॉइंट लेटर C. ओके. Center of mirror is not a part of the mirror, it is outside, but pole P is a part of the mirror, it is on the mirror. Another important thing, concave mirror का center mirror के आगे है के पीछे, डिपेंड्स तुम कहाँ खड़े हो. और साइंस में ऑब्जेक्ट या तुम हमेशा लेफ्ट साइड में खड़े रहोगे, पॉकेट में हाथ डाल के, एंड यू आर स्टैंडिंग हियर, यू आर लुकिंग एट दिस मिरर, एंड द सेम यू आर ऑल्सो लुकिंग एट दिस मिरर. द पोल P is on the mirror, pole P is on the mirror, but center of curvature is in front of the mirror, but convex में center of curvature is behind the mirror. There is a difference. अब अगर किसी स्फीयर या सर्कल का सेंटर है तो डेफिनेटली रेडियस होगा. दिस डिस्टेंस ऑफ सेंटर ऑफ कर्वेचर and pole P is called radius of curvature, capital R. So every curved mirror has a pole, has a center, and has that distance which is called radius of curvature. You look at this figure, it's written here, radius of curvature, radius of curvature. The imaginary line passing through C, P is called principal axis. Principal axis is the imaginary line passing through C and P. आगे पढ़ते हैं. The center of curvature lies in front of it. However, it lies behind the mirror in case of convex. The radius of sphere, ये हो गया नया, radius of sphere, capital R. That is distance between P and C, PC का distance, and the imaginary line passing through P and C is called principal axis. So ये one line definitions है सबके, you have to remember them. Pole, center of curvature, radius of curvature, principal axis, and focal point. ये एक्टिविटी क्या कह रही है? दैट गो आउट इन द सन. द सन इज सेंडिंग रेज इन ऑल डायरेक्शंस. You are on the planet and you are supposed to hold a concave mirror. And let the rays get reflected from it. These rays fall on the mirror, and according to laws of reflection, whatever rays are falling, they all meet at one place, and wherever these rays meet, that point is called the focal point. the point where all the rays of the light meet is called focal point F. I have a better diagram to show you that what is focal point. Every curved mirror has a focal point. How? This is the curved mirror. This is sun rays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And depending on the curvature, they all bounce back. And when they bounce back, they all end up meeting at one point, and that one point is called F, focal point. कॉनकेव मिरर का फोकल पॉइंट उसके आगे होता है. एंड अनदर इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग, कॉनकेव मिरर, फर्स्ट थिंग वी लर्नड इज पोल P, center of the mirror. Then we learned C, center of curvature. C और P के एग्जैक्ट बीच में होता है F. पोल, सेंटर ऑफ कर्वेचर, फोकल पॉइंट. रेडियस ऑफ कर्वेचर क्या है? रेडियस ऑफ कर्वेचर वी लर्नड was distance between C and P, and distance between F and P is called focal length. Focal length. Once again, same भाषण. ये सब समझने को टाइम लगता है. धीरे धीरे. You have to see the video many times. This is a tough chapter. This is a convex mirror. These are rays of sun which hits the concave mirror. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. और concave mirror की बनावट ऐसी है that rays do not come close, they go away. Go away, away, away. ऐसे गाना था. Therefore they will never meet. They will never meet in the real world. But mirror के पीछे एक दूसरी दुनिया होती है, virtual world. And if you extend these lines backwards, then they will definitely meet. और वो जहां मिलती है, that point is called again focal point. So we got focal point in front of mirror, behind the mirror. Center of curvature, front of mirror, behind the mirror. Pole, ये रहा, on the mirror, pole. Behind the mirror, center of curvature. Pole और center of curvature का midpoint F. The distance between center and pole is called radius of curvature. And distance between pole and focal point is called focal length. थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लेक्स लगेगा लेकिन try your best. It's one of the toughest chapters in physics. I'll keep finding different ways to explain this to you. Think, which kind of mirror is this? This is a concave mirror because this is the object, और वो whatever you understood. This is the object और एक cave बन रहा है. And concave mirrors are also called converging mirrors. And what do you mean by converging? Converging का मतलब होता है नजदीक आना. This is called to converge. And all the rays converge at one point, focal point. But if you look at convex mirror, then the rays of light are going away from each other. Therefore it is called diverging mirror, where the rays go away from each other and they will never meet in the real world. So what have we seen? We have seen what is principal axis. We have seen principal focus. और principal focus मैंने अब तक word ही नहीं बोला है. Principal focus till last year was called focal point. So principal focus and focal point is same. It stands for capital F. And that F and pole P का distance is small f. F P distance small f, and small f means focal length. So सब कुछ टेक्स्ट बुक में हिडन है. Nothing is given in a very clear way. So you have to see the video clearly or read textbook properly. What is principal axis, what is principal focus, and what is focal length. Last word is called aperture. Aperture means opening. So imagine three spheres. The mirrors are made from spheres. So I am going to draw three spheres and try to explain you. Yeah. चलेगा. From these three spheres, I intend to cut out spherical mirrors. दूसरी तरफ थोड़ा सा मटेरियल बाकी है कांच का. मैंने एक और स्फेरिकल मिरर बनाया, यहाँ पे एक और बनाया और यहाँ पे एक और बनाया. ये Where is aperture? तुम्हारे मिरर में, mirror is a part of sphere. If you measure the distance from the top to the bottom, that distance is called aperture. This is big aperture lens. This is small aperture. This is big aperture. This is small aperture. This is big aperture. This is small aperture. कोई भी सर्कल हो, aperture is this distance. It can be small lens, it can be big lens. कैमरा का जो लेंस होता है राउंड, इट इज दिस स्मॉल, सो एपर्चर इज स्मॉल. बट व्हेन यू हैव अ DSLR कैमरा, द एपर्चर इज बिग. सो एपर्चर इज दिस डिस्टेंस. एंड यू हैव टू रिमेंबर अ फॉर्मूला. R is equal to 2f. What is R is equal to 2f? I'll explain from this figure. C और P का डिफरेंस, रेडियस ऑफ कर्वेचर. C और P, radius of curvature R. Also, फोकल पॉइंट से लेके प्रिंसिपल एक्सिस तक, फोकल पॉइंट हमेशा बीच में होता है. दैट डिस्टेंस इज कॉल्ड F, फोकल लेंथ. और F और R का रिलेशनशिप फिक्स होता है. R is equal to 2f. So remember this relationship because वो मिड पॉइंट है. f is the mid point, तो obviously डबल का रिलेशनशिप होगा. Remember that formula. R is equal to 2f.
Till now, we have been looking at the properties of images formed by plane mirrors. A plane mirror is a mirror whose reflecting surface is flat. What about this mirror? Is this also a plane mirror? This is a mirror as it has this smooth reflecting surface. But this is not a plane mirror as this reflecting surface is not flat. The reflecting surface is curved and hence this mirror is called a curved mirror. What about this one? This is also a curved mirror. The difference between the two is that the reflecting surface of this mirror is curved inwards, whereas the reflecting surface of this mirror is curved outwards. Can you think of examples where you have seen curved mirrors? A shiny surface of a spoon is a good approximation of curved mirror. Spoon has two reflecting surfaces, one curved inside and the other curved outside. Now the specific types of curved mirrors that we are interested in are called spherical mirrors. In fact, these two mirrors are spherical. Well, they look nothing like a sphere. But then why are they called so? They are called spherical mirrors because their reflecting surface is a part of a sphere. You can clearly see that the reflecting surfaces of both the mirrors form the part of the sphere. Now both these are given special names. The mirror that has its reflecting surface curved inwards is called a concave mirror, and the mirror that has its reflecting surface curved outwards is called convex mirror. Yes, inwards, concave, and outwards, convex. Now we want to study the properties of images formed by spherical mirrors. But before that, we need to define certain terms related to spherical mirrors. So let's do that. Both the mirrors are placed like this: concave mirror on your left and convex mirror on your right. I'm going to define the terms for both these mirrors: concave inwards and convex outwards. The center of the reflecting surface of the mirror is called the pole. We represent it with a point P. In the front view of both the mirrors, you can see that the pole is present right at the center. Now, as I told you, the reflecting surface forms a section of the sphere. This sphere must have a center. This center of the sphere is called the center of curvature, denoted by C. And what will the radius be called? Yes, it's called the radius of curvature. Join the pole and the center of curvature with a line. This line is called the principal axis. The midpoint of the line segment joining the pole P and the center of curvature C is called the focal point. It's denoted by the letter F. We will talk about one last thing in this video. And that is an assumption that we are making all along. We are assuming the radius of the curvature of a mirror to be much greater than the aperture of the mirror. Aperture, in simple terms, is that part of the mirror which is exposed to light. In our mirror, this is its aperture, since the light can be incident anywhere in this region. If we hide some part of the mirror with an opaque substance, then its aperture is reduced. Mathematically, it is this length. So the mirror that we are considering is the one in which the aperture is much smaller than the radius of the curvature. These were a few of the terms related to spherical mirrors. But there's a lot more we need to understand about them. See you in the next video.
(10.2.1) Image formation by spherical mirrors. I will explain you while drawing it the way I do maths. I will draw it on paper and show it to you. But to understand this topic, first you need to understand standard rays. There are 4 types of standard rays जो predictable है. एक कॉन्केव या कॉन्वेक्स मिरर के बाहर जब तुम रे फेंकते हो उस पे तो वो कहाँ से निकलेगा उसका प्रेडिक्शन. So very carefully try to understand these predictions. पहले हम कॉनकेव मिरर करेंगे सिर्फ. So this is the concave mirror. The object is an arrow which is kept in front of the mirror. From the arrow, if a ray goes straight and hits the mirror, the question is, where will it take the turn? By heart कर लो. It will take a turn such a way that it will pass through F. और इस स्ट्रैटेजी को मैंने नाम दिया है, देयर आर नो नेम्स, देयर इज नथिंग, आई कॉल इट पैरेलल एफ. पैरेलल एफ का मतलब है मिरर के सामने एक ऑब्जेक्ट है, ऑब्जेक्ट थ्रोज अ स्ट्रेट लाइन, वेयर विल इट पास थ्रू एफ. पैरेलल एफ. इन ए सिमिलर मैनर, क्या था अपना ऑब्जेक्ट का कलर, क्या था? रेड ऑब्जेक्ट. एन ऑब्जेक्ट इज एन एरो, और ऑब्जेक्ट को मैं प्रिंसिपल एक्सिस पे उल्टा भी रख सकता हूं. मिरर के सामने आई कैन होल्ड द पेन लाइक दिस ऑल्सो एंड लाइक दिस ऑल्सो. तो उल्टा है, डजेंट मैटर. तुम्हारी टेक्स्ट बुक पूरी उल्टी है. ये नहीं, मैं उल्टा हूं. कुछ उल्टा पुल्टा नहीं है, एरो वही है जहां था. इंस्टेड ऑफ पैरेलल, द एरो इज थ्रोइंग अ रे विच पासिस थ्रू एफ. एफ के थ्रू पास होके अगर वो रे मिरर से टकराएगा, देन वेयर विल इट गो? वी हैव टू प्रेडिक्ट. दिस प्रेडिक्शन हैज टू बी बाय हार्ट. It will become parallel to principal axis. और इसका मैंने पेट नेम दिया है F पैरेलल. पैरेलल हिट किया तो F से निकलेगा, F पे हिट किया तो पैरेलल बन जाएगा. थर्ड, this is the object which is kept in front of concave mirror. If the ray passes through center of curvature and hits the mirror, where will it bounce back? The rule says it will bounce back exactly in the same line. And this rule I have given a pet name CC. मतलब C से गया और C से वापस आ गया. पैरेलल F, F पैरेलल, CC. And the last one is when the object is still kept at the same place and a ray of light starts and hits the pole P in front of concave mirror. If the ray of light hits pole P, according to the laws of reflection, it will come out like this and maintain that angle of incidence, angle of reflection is same. और इसको मैंने पेट नेम दिया है PP. You have to slowly memorize, which I will tell you how to. कि क्या होता है prediction. If the ray hits P, it will come out from the same place. C, it will bounce in the same place. Parallel, नहीं, ये F, parallel, F. Now let us try to understand the same thing for convex mirror. Convex mirror में भी the object will be kept on the left hand side and the object will throw rays of light on the mirror parallel. और जब एक कॉन्वेक्स मिरर पे तुम पैरेलल फेंकोगे तो वो ऊपर बाउंस होगा. इथे. बट इन विच डायरेक्शन इज इट गोइंग? ऊपर तो कोई टारगेट नहीं है, तो कहां जा रहा है? उतना ऊपर, इतना ऊपर, इतना ऊपर कहां जा रहा है? वो ऐसे जाएगा कि उसका पीछे का पोर्शन F के थ्रू टच होना चाहिए. इट शुड टेक दैट डायरेक्शन जहां पीछे F है, एंड देयरफॉर द पेट नेम ऑफ दिस इज ऑल्सो पैरेलल F. कंपेयर बोथ. पैरेलल F, पैरेलल F. कॉनकेव में सच्ची में F के थ्रू जाता है, कॉन्वेक्स में नकली नकली जाता है, बट जाता तो है. ऑब्जेक्ट ओ बाप रे, इसका ऑपरेशन थोड़ा अलग है. सो रीजन मत पूछना, बट थोड़ा सा टेक्स्ट बुक में डायग्राम हिला हुआ था. इस बार सच में टेक्स्ट बुक की गलती है. बट एनीवेज, दिस इज द रे विच इज फॉलिंग. देयरफॉर व्हेन आई हैव टू क्रिएट द ऑब्जेक्ट, इट विल बी ऑफ दिस हाइट. और हमेशा ऑब्जेक्ट के सिर से रेज निकलते हैं. तो दिस इज द ऑब्जेक्ट, एंड द फर्स्ट रे विच कम्स आउट फ्रॉम द ऑब्जेक्ट इज दिस. ये कहां जा रहा है? ये F की तरफ जा रहा है. बट कैन इट रियली गो एंड टच F? नो, बिकॉज इट्स अ मिरर. इट डज नॉट अलाउ द लाइट टू एंटर. बट स्टिल इट इज हैप्पी कि मैं F की तरफ जा रहा हूं. और जैसे ही मिरर से टकराया, वेयर विल इट बाउंस? उसका प्रेडिक्शन है इट विल बिकम पैरेलल टू द प्रिंसिपल एक्सिस. दिस इज कॉल्ड पैरेलल बिकॉज नीचे प्रिंसिपल एक्सिस है ये वाला. इसका पेट नेम भी F पैरेलल है. This is F passing through F and then becoming parallel. This cannot really pass through F, but it was like it is passing through F. Object it tries to pass through C, but can it really pass through C? No. बट उस डायरेक्शन में तो गया, और अगर उस डायरेक्शन में कोई रे टकराया तो वो सेम डायरेक्शन में वापस आएगा. सी 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 सी. दिस इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड सी सी. ऑब्जेक्ट it hits the pole, and when it hits the pole it comes out in this direction according to laws of reflection. theta I is equal to theta R. यहाँ पे भी वही हो रहा था, and therefore it's called PP. ये PP, CC, parallel F, F parallel नाम सब मैंने दिए just for you to recognize the rays, because science have no names for these rays. एक आखिरी ट्राई कैसे मारे. मैं ड्रॉ करके बताऊंगा. सो आई एम स्टॉपिंग हियर. सी दिस वीडियो 2 times. टुमारो आई विल सेंड यू योर होमवर्क, एंड होमवर्क में टेक्स्ट बुक के अंदर 6 ray diagrams are there. Of images formed by concave mirror. ये ड्रॉ करना सिखाऊंगा तुम्हें, मेरे साथ ड्रॉ करना है. तो वीडियो ऑन करके मंड पढ़ना. 6 ray diagrams for images formed by concave mirror. That's your homework, which I will send you the video, then you have to see and do it. Plus two ray diagrams of image formation by convex mirror. Convex में 2 ही होते हैं, concave में 6. टोटल 8 डायग्राम सीखेंगे in your homework. Bye for now.
We have already seen the characteristics of images formed by plane mirrors. The image is of the same size as the object, and it's also at the same distance away from the mirror as the object is. And the image follows left-right reversal. It means that the object's right is the image's left and vice versa. And lastly, the image formed by a plane mirror is a virtual image. So what about the images formed by concave mirrors? Do they have the same characteristics? You all must have seen the reflection of your face in a spoon. Spoon has 2 smooth surfaces, one curved inside and the other curved outside. However, it is not perfectly spherical. For ease of understanding, we can consider the reflecting surface which is curved inwards as a concave mirror. I will show you how the image appears, but using an actual concave mirror and not a spoon. So let's try and find out the properties of an image formed by a concave mirror. I will show you 2 views of the mirror, the front view and the side view. The side view is just to show the different positions where the object is kept, as it's difficult to do that in the front view. Okay, so let P be its pole, C its center of curvature, this line is the principal axis, and the F is the principal focus, also called focal point. Assume that initially the object is kept close to the mirror. I will make a table on the right with 3 columns telling us where the object is kept, the size of the image formed, and the nature of the image, that is, whether the image is virtual or real. So initially the position of the object is between F and P. What is the size of the image? We see the reflection in the concave mirror and the image is bigger in size. We see that it's enlarged. The dimensions of the image are greater than the dimensions of the object. So we say that when the object is between the principal focus and the pole, the image formed is enlarged. Also, is the image upright or erect? What about the nature of the image? Is it real or virtual? Yes, it's the virtual image. It appears to be formed behind the mirror. Where is the location of the image? It is a virtual image, so it does not have any location. It only appears to be formed in a location behind the mirror. But we will find that location in our next video using ray diagrams. For now, let's move this object away from the mirror and see how the dimensions and the nature of the image vary relative to the object. You will find that as I move this object away, its image gets even bigger. And when the object is at the principal focus, the image is huge. We say that when the object is at the principal focus, the image is highly enlarged. Is it a real or a virtual image? It is a real image. Since it's a real image, it's upside down. Or we use the other word for it, which is inverted. It is formed on the same side of the mirror as the object is. And believe it or not, the image is actually formed infinitely far away. When I start moving this object away from the focal point towards point C, the image is still enlarged, but the size is reducing. And what is the nature of this image? Yes, here as well, the image is upside down. It's a real image. When the object is at point C, the image is still real and inverted, but now the size of the object and its image is same. Yes, at this point, both the object and the image are of the same size. What next? If I move this object beyond point C, the image remains real and inverted, but now the size of the image is actually smaller compared to the size of the object. So we say that the image is diminished. This is also a real image. As the objects keep moving beyond C, the size of the image keeps on reducing. What if the object is placed at infinity? Well, if you remember that in our previous video, we saw that the rays of light parallel to each other as well as to the principal axis will converge at the focal point. And in that example, our object was the Sun. Sun is at a very large distance away from the Earth, and hence we consider the rays of light from it reaching the surface of the Earth to be almost parallel. The image of the Sun will be formed at the principal focus. Similarly, if any object kept infinitely far away from the mirror on the principal axis, all the rays from it can be thought of as travelling parallel to each other. After reflection, they will all converge at the focus. And the image of that infinitely far away object will be formed at this point. Yes, this is a point-size image. It's a highly diminished image and it's also a real image. Take a moment and go through the properties of images again. From this table, you can see that the image is virtual only when the object is kept between the focal point and the pole. Otherwise, the image formed is always a real image. In the next video, we will find out the position of these images using ray diagrams. Till now, we've only been looking at the properties of an image formed by concave mirror. However, there is one more type of a curved mirror. Do we know what it's called? Yes, a convex mirror. So what is a convex mirror? A mirror whose reflecting surface is curved outward is called a convex mirror. The question now is, how does an image formed by a convex mirror look like? Without further ado, let's find that out. We will draw a table on the right just like we did for a concave mirror. Here is a convex mirror. Suppose an object is kept at a finite distance away from it. Look carefully at its image formed. Can you orally tell me the properties of the image by just looking at it? First of all, we conclude that the image is smaller in size compared to the object. This is very clear. The image is diminished. The light rays seem to come from the point behind the mirror. But obviously, we know that no image is formed there. So this is a virtual image. Also, it's an upright image. Remember that every virtual image is an upright image. What if I move the object towards the mirror? If I move the object towards the mirror, the size of the image keeps on increasing. But the size of the image with respect to the object is always smaller. What will happen if I move the object away from the mirror? As I move the object away from the mirror, the relative size of the image keeps on reducing. Also, at any finite distance away from the mirror, image formed is always a virtual image. You know what's coming next, don't you? Yes. What if the object is infinitely far away? Well, in the case of a concave mirror, when the object was infinitely far away, the image was formed at a single point. It was real, point-sized and a highly diminished image. Point-sized means that the whole image of the object is formed at a single point. Here too, the same thing happens. Image formed is indeed point-sized. But here, the image is a virtual image. So when the object is kept at infinity, the image formed is virtual, point-sized and highly diminished. Notice that even though the object is kept at infinity, the image is not at infinity. It is at a finite distance behind the mirror, even though the object is infinitely far away. In fact, this is the maximum distance at which image can be formed. Image in a convex mirror cannot be formed behind this point. We will now represent the image formed by a convex mirror using ray diagrams. Let's try to draw a ray diagram for this case first. This is when the object is at infinity. Our object will be the usual arrow and suppose it's at infinity. Now, if you remember, I told you that the rays of light coming from the object at infinity are considered to be parallel to each other. And we know that two rays are sufficient to draw a ray diagram, so we will take any two parallel rays striking the mirror. These rays will be reflected in such a way that laws of reflection are obeyed. We notice that the rays are diverging after reflection, and when we extend these rays backwards, they meet at a single point, which is the principal focus in this case. What does this imply? When we are looking at the image of an infinitely far away object, it appears to be formed at this single point behind the mirror. If the parallel rays are travelling in this direction, the image is still formed at a single point, which is different than the principal focus. We call this point focus, as it does not lie on the principal axis. What now? Now let's keep the object at a finite distance from the mirror and try to represent the image formed for this case using a ray diagram. So how did we proceed? We only need to take any 2 points on the object which is represented by this arrow. Find out the image of these 2 objects' points first by drawing at least 2 rays emerging from each point. After reflection, all these rays will follow the laws of reflection. When we extend these rays backwards, we get our image locations. I repeat again that this is not a real location in space. It's only a location where the image appears to be formed. I want to pause here for a moment to tell you the reason exactly why I chose these 2 rays only. One parallel to the principal axis and the other directed towards the focal point. Yes, these are not random 2 rays. I chose them on purpose. Well, if you remember, when we were talking about the ray diagrams for images formed by concave mirrors, we saw that the rays which are parallel to the mirror will always pass through the focal point after reflection, and the rays which pass through the focal point will always travel parallel to the principal axis after reflection. There, we had only used these 2 rays to draw all of our ray diagrams. But in convex mirrors, we know that the rays cannot pass through the focal point as it lies behind the mirror. But if I direct the incident ray towards the focal point, then after reflection, it travels parallel to the principal axis. Yes, any ray which is directed towards the focal point, it will travel parallel to the principal axis after reflection. Also, if the incident ray is travelling parallel to the principal axis, then after reflection, it will look as if it originated from the focal point. For instance, here all these reflected rays seem to be coming from this focal point. With this bit of knowledge, let's jump back to where we were initially. Now I think you understood the reason behind my choice of these 2 rays. Okay, so let's quickly join these image points to get the complete image of the object. If we measure the length of the object and the image, we will find that the object's size is greater than its image. So we say that the image is diminished. Also, one more important thing that I must say is that the image's distance from the mirror is not the same as the object's distance from the mirror. If you remember, when we were discussing plane mirror images, the virtual image distance and object distance from the mirror were the same irrespective of where the object was placed. Here, even though it's a virtual image, it does not follow that property. So, these 2 are the ray diagrams representing the image and its properties. When the object is infinitely away from the mirror, we get a point-size image at the focal point. And as we keep moving the object towards the mirror, the size of the image keeps increasing and it appears to be coming closer to the backside of the mirror. In the next video, we will see some uses of concave and convex mirrors in real life.